Hey everybody, welcome to Finding Ithaca. Today we're going to read a fun story called You Are My Friend. The story of Fred Rogers, a hero of mine. Hope you enjoy. You Are My Friend. Words by Amy Reed. Pictures by Matt Phelan. In the springtime, when everything was growing in green, Freddie Rogers had to stay inside. Flowers made him sniffle. Plants made him sneeze. He had allergies and illnesses too. He spent many days in bed. Sometimes he had to stay inside for weeks at a time. Being sick made it hard to make friends. Often, when Freddie was mad or sad or lonely or scared, he kept his feelings on the inside, but he wanted someone to know how he felt. So he found that he could talk about his feelings with puppets. He gathered them around him on his bed. That way it seemed as if he had a whole group of friends. When Freddie went to school, sometimes he was bullied. Neighborhood boys yelled mean words at him as they chased him down the street. Grown-ups told Freddie to pretend that the mean words didn't hurt, but they did. Hiding his feelings didn't work. They just grew stronger. Sometimes, when he was all alone, Freddie cried. Freddie found it difficult to speak about his feelings, but he learned that he could express them on the piano. If he was angry, he played loud, low notes that sounded like thunder. Boom, boom, boom. He played high, sweet notes for happiness. Freddie felt better after he shared his feelings through music. Freddie's mother gave him another way to deal with his worried feelings. She told him to look for people who were helping. Look for the helpers. Freddie began to look for helpers right in his own neighborhood. He liked to visit Mama Belle Frampton. She welcomed him and showed him how to make toast sticks all by himself. Freddie liked the good feeling of learning something new from a neighbor. Freddie's grandfather McFeely, was an important friend. Freddie loved to visit his grandparents' farm with its big stone wall. One day, when Freddie went into a room where all the adults were talking, no one looked his way. Fred asked if he could walk on the big stone wall. Then everyone looked his way. Most of the grown-ups said no, you might get hurt. But Grandpa McFeely said yes. Fred climbed and walked and even ran on the wall. When at last Fred came back inside, he had a skinned knee, but he was happy. His grandpa told Fred that he liked him just the way he was. He said that Fred was special, and that just by being himself, Fred made the day special too. Fred let those words sink deep down inside of him, and as he thought about them, he felt braver. He began to speak up. He tried new things. He reached out and he made new friends, even with some people who weren't like him. Well, one day, when Fred was grown up, he saw a television program. People were throwing pies at each other's faces. Fred didn't like the violence, but he thought television could be wonderful. What if instead of showing people fighting and showing inappropriate things, what if TV could show people helping each other? Right then, Fred decided that is what he wanted to do. Fred created a television show for children. He remembered all the people who had helped him growing up. He thought of his neighbor, Mama Belle Frampton, who was always there and glad to see him. He wanted to share that good feeling with others. So he wrote a welcoming song and called his program Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. At first, Fred felt shy to be in front of the camera, but he found out that his grandpa was right. Just by being himself, Fred made the show special. He told stories with puppets, he played music that he wrote, he invited helpers to show what they liked to do or explained how things worked. Fred took the television camera to a farmer to show how to milk a cow. He showed how people dig big ditches with bulldozers. He showed people playing musical instruments. And also shared how to cook. Fred explained to his neighbors that feelings were important. You could talk about them or show your feelings in other ways. If you were mad, you could pound some clay or you could run really fast. If you were sad, you could sing a soft and low tune. If you were happy, you could dance. Fred helped people learn to like themselves, helped them to be good neighbors. Fred never forgot how his grandpa made him feel. Over and over, he'd look right into the camera and pass along important words. I like you just the way you are, and there's no person in the world like you.
It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside, and when you wake up ready to say, I think I'll make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling, a feeling you know that I'll be back.
And I'll be back with more stories on Finding Ithaca. Catch you what? Catch you where?